Okay, let's start. Welcome to part 8 of the walkthrough. Quick recap. We just finished the, or basically I just finished the second part of the Creo World DLC, and we are now at research and development. We've upgraded our armor set, or I've upgraded my armor set to Mark III, as well as my weapons, the ones that I'll be using. So we're good and ready to deal with this area. So, this is the way to the first area that you can access. This door here. If you see a door open and there's a drone waiting for you, and some guy with a flamethrower, that's where you want to go. Use a vertical attack to reach the drone. Then deal with the flamethrower guy.
I must say I'm surprised management was able to send someone over for the inspection, given the, circumstances. Well, anyway, I'm Dr. Gene Barrett, project lead on Utopia, head of R&D. Apologies, of course you know all that. So, let's get straight down to business then. We'd hate to waste your time now, wouldn't we? Please, take a look around. You'll find everything's in order. I'll just prepare everything for our little chat.
So that guy is the head of R&D, as he has mentioned. And we are supposed to find him. So previously, before talking to him, this door was locked. Now it's opened, so we're going to open it. There's a way to cut him short just by stepping out of the room while he is talking. That will allow the door to be opened as well. Speedrunners do this to save time. So you're going to be greeted by this guy here. Let's make use of the Ignis because we need more energy. We can break this, allowing him to blow up. Also, try to focus on the drone first, because those guys actually have a very damaging attack. Okay, now the drone's dead. We can focus on this guy. This one will unlock a door that houses, I think, 1 or 2 enemies, but it's not really where we're supposed to go. And this is where you get the flamethrower drone. And one of the shortcuts that we won't be getting into that much. We're just gonna unlock it, because I have to show the entire area first. So the enemies here are the liquidators
We need more time.
and
But they say we
the Elite Hazard Guard.
mainly because it's true. Utopia
Elite
is
Hazard guys actually have Mark III mats, so we have to be on the lookout for them.
But instead of taking years, it's immediate. There's no stopping them.
Again, I forgot to kill the drone first.
We're meant to help them, right? That's our job. Otherwise, what's the point?
Okay. door we unlocked by overcharging the power circuit is located here. Elite Hazard guy, let's aim for the helmet. Also, they give a good amount of tech scrap, so make sure to kill as much of those guys as possible. This is where we want to go. Now, we are going to face one of the DLC wielders. He wields the Moonlight heavy duty weapon, so he's going to have a very tricky moveset. He is going to dodge most of your attacks if you're not careful. So we're going to want to like wait for him to attack most of the time. Like for example, like that. Then we go for charge. Don't wait, that was too early. Again, too early. Okay, that's better. So attack him before he heals. And grab the weapon from his dying grasp. As well as the Elite Hazard gear arm piece. So this was the shortcut we had unlocked earlier. Over here. So yeah, speedrunners can make this their ideal speed route to cut a great deal amount of time. So we have two sources of light. The fire coming up. What the fuck is this? The fire emanating from the spear, as well as the light coming from the chest piece. So that's really good in vents like these. This is a security door. So even if the liquidators don't give much tech scrap, they are still valuable in that they give you health as long as you have the aggression amplifier, as well as they contribute to increasing the tech scrap multiplier. Keep in mind there are a bunch of enemies here and one is waiting for us, so we can do something like lure this dude first. He's gonna spot us and begin running. Now there's another guy waiting for us to our either left or right. So we're gonna, okay, to our right. We're gonna dodge him. And he's going to want to come to us. We take this chance to tear his butthole in two. If I'm not mistaken, there are like 2 or 3 more enemies here. One's over here. Let's go for the arm. So we have the liquidator set, so we need not fear the toxic gas that's emanating from the room. There's the 4th enemy. So now, quick rundown of the area. This one's locked. The power circuit needed to unlock it is found here. But it's not actually the way to progress. So the game does this. The game makes you think, or the devs put this system in the game, making you think that the locked area is actually where you want to go, but it isn't. Where you want to go is actually straight ahead. So this is basically like a red herring. It looks like it's the right way to go, but it actually leads to an area that just goes back to the very beginning, and you'll understand what I mean. So, by going down this area, you can't go back up. So you're basically stuck in this area until you figure out where you are. So you'll see it's a new area. You're gonna think, oh, it's a new area. I probably should be here because it's a new area, a new enemy, and blah 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 blah. Well, surprise! It's not a new area. It's the beginning area. We just went back from the beginning, and this will confuse you even more.
Please follow the emergency.
We're definitely getting there.
So first timers in this area will definitely have fun getting lost.
At worst, they're psychotic. At best, the mental capacity of a 2-year-old.
So this is the beginning area. This is where you had your chat with Jean Barrett earlier.
The good news is that
And this is the door that was unlocked after your said chat. So in this case, you can pretty much make use of the shortcut you unlocked, saving you a bit of time, but not by much. I just remembered something that I should have like picked up. Although you won't be needing it if you're going to be making use of the liquidator armor. It's still good to know. So it was a very well hidden implant that we're gonna go back to right now. So the area that we were in was here, and there it is. The toxic autofilter, which basically is your solution to preventing damage caused by toxic gas while wearing armor that does not have the resistance for it. So it's wasted on the liquidator. But if you seem to have an affinity to another armor set that does not have immunity to toxic gas, feel free to include that implant in your implant slots. Now we're back here. This is a security door we cannot open yet. This is where we fought the bunch of liquidators. And this is the right way, guarded by another liquidator. So use the laser to damage it, and then perform the execution attack. We're good to go. This is the way to your first shortcut to the medbay. So it said ops here, and I think lab there. And this is the medbay. I'll just show you exactly where it's found. So this is the medbay. We're not going in
Lauren?
because we do not want to reset any of the enemies, and we're going back up to progress through the stage. So one of the disadvantages to knowing a lot about the game, that you die less, and at first you'd think that's a good thing, but you end up having low proficiency at the end of the game, so your damage isn't actually that high. But yeah, it saves a lot of time. You don't really need damage if you're going to if you're gonna know how to fight the boss.
You're early. Well, good. Very efficient. Everything to your satisfaction. All smooth sailing here. On track, on time. Now, I'll just be with you shortly. I just need to take care of, well, you know.
What, you gotta delete your porn or something? Okay. So, again, source of health, free source of health, and source of armor pieces. So go for it. So that's one combo. That I rarely use. So, 2 vacuum bots waiting to be freed here. Oh, what the heck, let's free them. So again, that's a good example of a red herring or power circuit that basically acts as a trap. Overcharging it causes those 2 bots to charge at you. Now be careful dropping down here, because you can jump towards that power circuit like so. That opened this door, which contains, I think, Medivoltaic version 3 again. Yep. And
It's tough. They got
an
it locked
audio
down
log.
tight. But I promised I'd get you something. It's
Now,
not mind,
the
it's
next
something.
area
Utopias,
has
a synthetic
another
variant of Resolve.
DLC enemy
Hyper-aggressive with a
that wields the
nano-distribution system.
Zerastura,
They believe it's a
which is a
one-shot
codename
solution, but they're being
weapon
careless,
for the
rushing
Angel
through
Set
it.
6,
Only
the Angel
Barrett
6
is
set.
reviewing the tests. There's no
So
oversight
prepare
at all.
yourself to
And
have
there's something
a
else.
somewhat
He's
difficult
been
fight.
distracted
To make
by
it a bit
personal
easier,
project.
you
All
can
I
use the
know is
concussive
it
drone
involves
or
some
the
high-end
magnet.
cybernetics.
So we're gonna
He's been
choose the
rounding up
concussive
volunteers
drone.
for months now.
There he is. In New Game Plus, this area is actually a bit more difficult because there will be 2 enemies that you have to fight. One more. Good shit. So we were lucky we did not need to make use of the drone. In New Game Plus, there will be an enemy waiting for you here. So it would be a good idea to, in New Game Plus, to lure the Zerastura like I did here, and avoid trying to get into the enemy's line of sight, or else you'll be facing 2 really difficult enemies, and we don't want that. So this is a very easily missable area. There is a Botex power over circuit thingy, so that will unlock this door. Let's just open it real quick. But there is also a shortcut that's kind of tricky to navigate across. So we're going to want to fight this guy first. We can break the glass here, hoping that the guy blows himself up. And I think he just did. Oh wait, he's still alive. For some reason we can't lock onto him, and instead we're locking onto something really annoying. Someone managed to get through that. What's in my fucking throat, really? One last enemy. We have yet to get the body piece and the leg piece of the Elite Hazard guys, so I have to remember that. So that shortcut is unlocked. I have to show you guys where the shortcut is. So to access this shortcut, you're gonna want to like climb the stairs over here. That's the med bay right over there. So it's the one of the highest. That's the med bay. And I want to take a route here. That's where the first staircase is. Then go over those sets of stairs, making your way up here. That's how to access this shortcut. You're gonna want to rush through it because it will be difficult to fight those enemies from that position. It's easy to rush through them too because they're flamethrower guys or gas canister guys. So now that we have unlocked this door by overcharging it with our drone, we can now enter, proceed to the next area, which is also filled with various enemies. Now we would want to like take the time to lessen one by one. So let's take this guy on first. Okay, I don't have stamina. I'm gonna back off and regenerate my stamina. This is actually a bad position to fight. Body piece, so it was a bit difficult because we were aiming for the body, but now we just need the legs. Also it was difficult because you were being shot at by one of the drones. Drones are really a very annoying type of enemy in this game, so we really want to focus on them first.
This is a problem because somewhere there is a variable we haven't accounted for. Now I want to be on record that I protest in the strongest terms about the use of the current nanite profile for live use.
Now we got all the gear pieces unlocked, or all the schematics. We can now just focus on the unarmored part, or rather the armored part, but the weaker armored parts, because we still need armor materials. So yeah, we can break the glass here if there is any. There aren't any. So we can deal with this guy first. Followed by the drone. Or drones, because there are two of them. Well, he's too far, so let's... Okay, now he's back. Now we can focus on this piece of shit guy. And we're done. So many people tend to die here a lot because they underestimate the damage that those drones can cause. While you're wailing on the flamethrower guys, they actually have this small AoE blast that does a ton of damage, so if you're not careful, you're going to end up dead. This is a place where you don't want to die because it's actually quite far from the beginning area, and you have to, even after you unlock the shortcut, you still have to get through a whole bunch of enemies to get through here. So it's really not a good place to die, or it's not a good place to allow Warren to die. So this guy is carrying the Lohengrin, another DLC enemy, and we're going to use the same strats as we did. Gonna like play it very safe and attacking him only when it seems it's safe to do so. dodging out of the way as soon as you make your poke. Okay. Mission accomplished. So the rest of the game isn't that difficult now. We're just fighting like a bunch of enemies that resurrect themselves once. But even then, that's not such a big deal. Keep note, even though we're gonna be facing liquidators here, they are actually the charge type variety, and they're going to be very happy to charge at you. Like this. See? There's another one, I think, that will be charging at you while you're fighting him. So keep a lookout of the other guy, and he's charging. So, drone first, because the drone was okay. Now that the drone's gone up there, target the liquidator and vice versa. Also, keep in mind this is a room where you can get one of the most valuable implants in the base game, which is the Recapacitor XL. That's over there. So let's take care of this guy real quick. Got it? So now we're approaching the area we can find Maddie in. Well, first you have to deal with this guy. So he will resurrect, so make sure to target him. The second time he... like, depending on which part you cut, if you cut his leg part before he resurrects, he will be limping. If you cut his leg, his head part, as you saw, he was wailing like a headless dumbass.
Over the last few months, Creo
also, keep in mind that the Techscrap multiplier won't increase if you make the execution blow before his resurrection. The Techscrap multiplier will only increase after you finish him off completely with the death blow execution. So if you value the Techscrap multiplier, you're going to want to fight him normally without doing the finishing blow, and once he resurrects, then you can do the finishing blow. Problem with that is sometimes they tend to die a bit early, kinda denying you of your finishing blow, if that makes sense. So that's the right way, but we're going to want to rescue Maddie. So this is where Maddie's located. There's a hole there that we want to jump to. Kill the drone. Heal up. Get the vital injection version 3. Take care of the other guy. Regenerate your stamina. Miss the attack. So this is where Maddie's supposed to be. We can't access it right now because I think I refused to get the... I don't know actually. I have no idea why it can't be accessed right now. I'm supposed to be able to open it up. So that's where Maddie is.
I'd like to welcome back John.
I think you're supposed to like agree to rescuing her. I think I might have skipped that part. So we killed him without doing the finishing blow. Now the second time we're going to do the finishing blow. Okay, this is getting out of hand. See, that happened. He basically just denied you. You were about to do the finishing blow, and then he just ups and dies, like some kind of moron. So we can like lure this guy to come out of his spot, or yeah, we lured him. But we're still getting damage. This is a very bad effect. Okay. In this room, there are a bunch of traps. But basically, the trap is basically a pitfall, which will let you fall down to the area below. So grab this, because I think it's the only thing important there, and go back. Don't explore that room anymore, because if you fall off, you're gonna be pissed and you're gonna get lost, especially if you don't know where to go. So what he did there, he just sucked the implant or whatever it was before we could get to it. But if we somehow kill him, we can get the implant back. I said you can get the implant back. Okay, maybe you can get the implant back.
I followed some people to R&D, kept out of sight. I was too scared to get too close. They were blitzing anything that moved. They looked normal, but I couldn't tell.
Oh.
Once I got to R&D, I could see
That was
why
bad.
they were so angry. The first time, behind the curtain here with Frio. Whatever should happen. That's now obvious.
So we needed to heal, so we made the cut.
They've got some weird Frankenstein cybernetics program going on here. It's just horrible. If the media ever got hold of this, there's a bunch of nanite research here too, and I'm not sure what that's about. She's still bugging me to find the board, and this has made up my mind.
So if you're using potions and you need to restock, there is a healing station or first aid station here that you can use. I won't use it because I kind of value the tech scrap multiplier.
There you are. I've been waiting for you.
Okay, this is the final step in the quest. So we took the weapon earlier. We tell her that we took it.
Give it back.
So say no, I won't, and then offer 15,000 tech scrap. This will give you the achievement
It will.
or trophy.
Hold on. Sorry.
I hope you.
If you want to like continue the quest line, you can talk to Hobbs at the Central Production B. So now we ended up losing a lot of our tech scrap, but that's okay. We can always farm the tech scrap from the DLCs. Actually, we're going to be farming a lot later on, because the DLC is actually the best place to farm Mark IV armor pieces after this area. So before we head to the next area, we're going to be farming for Mark IV armor and weapon pieces. So we're 80% done with the area, approximately. We just gotta go down and then go back up and go back down again. Okay. Sometimes it's slow on the uptake, sometimes it's quick. Okay. The laser track. He's being an asshole. Managed to kill him. So yeah, this is the only way out. Now, this area has a bunch of annoying enemies. most of which are the Protoss guys or the Proteus guys that resurrect. So we want to lure this guy over here to charge at us. Like so. Get the health. We're gonna need all the health we can get. Now we can take on this guy. Recover your stamina. Take the arm. Grab the arm. Kill the guy a second time. And then let this guy charge. There's another guy here. And another Proteus guy waiting for us towards our left. Now this time we're going for the body, because that's what we did not get before. Kill him a second time. Grab the body. Use energy to heal. And we're done with this area. He's the last guy here, so make sure you don't die here. This is another place where you don't want to die, but a lot of people tend to die here because they don't know how to deal with the enemies or they don't know where they're located. So yeah, this guide basically does that for you. This is a shortcut. This is not the right way. It's also meant to confuse you. We don't want to go through here. We want to go right. And we're done with most of the area. We just need to unlock the last shortcut and deal with this fucker over here. Somehow he managed to blow himself up. So what happened there was he was rotating his flamethrower and then he was targeting the ground. The ground caught fire and his bag, or the one in his back, contained a lot of volatile liquids, so he blew himself up by surrounding himself with fire. It's kind of hard to like duplicate the effect, but we were just lucky that time. Or I was just lucky that time. Okay, he hits hard. He hits very hard. So this is the shortcut that we unlocked. Easier to remember because this is a lot closer to the med bay than the one before. That's the med bay. We take steps here, and we just have to remember these two glass casings here. That's the other shortcut that is at a earlier area. This is the last area, so this is the shortcut you wanna be very aware of, because if you don't have the DLC, this is the place where you can farm MK4 mats. Later on I'll show you. So this place has a bunch of Proteus, and if you don't know where to go, you can easily get lost and frustrated. So I'll show you what you have to do. First we're gonna deal with the Proteus guys so that they don't follow us down there, making our life more difficult. So we deal with them like we've dealt with most of the enemies in the game, one by one. He's gonna resurrect, make sure you lock on immediately. Finish him off, heal up. Charge up your other modules. Lure the Proteus below us. We ended up luring 2, but that's okay. Let's hope they don't kill us. So right now we are fighting a very difficult battle. We want to like lessen or even the odds, so use a finishing blow to like heal up, because we have the aggression amplifier. And for some reason that guy seemed to run away. So we're going to find him. He can't be found. So that's kind of... Oh, there he is.
I've just received
For some reason, he went all the way here.
Mary Shaw. Name doesn't ring a bell? Well, it fucking should. It's Michael Shaw's sister. Candidates for the program were meant to have known family. This is on your head. I expect this situation to quickly.
So you know that they didn't die because you did not get the tech scrap that you're supposed to get after killing them. So let's head back down. Over here. Finish this guy off. And lure the other guy unexpected. Lure 3 guys. Okay, we might die, but it's good. It's okay because we unlocked the shortcut. So target the one that's closest. I can't target him for some reason. So 2 left. Sometimes with a fire weapon you can actually kill them once, but to do this you're gonna have to like not lock on, and I mean you're gonna want to target the head, and it's just a chance to do it. It's not always like 100% possible to do. Okay. Finally done with that. Now we can also, because there is going to be somebody that we're going to fight, and he might break that glass during the fight, causing you to have to fight 2 of them. So it's best to like deal with him now. So this is, so you came from there, right? Just go down here. Take the left, ignore that door over there. This is the door you want to get to. Barrett will start talking.
I won't take that, you know.
That's a sign that you're going the right way.
For the good of mankind.
Go through this door. There will be 2 Proteus guys here and a power circuit panel. This one unlocks the door over there that leads to where Barrett is. So let's overcharge it right now before we forget. And again, just to be safe, make sure you kill the Proteus guys here. Also, they're good practice, as well as they give you significant amount of tech scrap. 3,197 due to the tech scrap multiplier is no joke.
You trusted me this far. We all want the same thing. We've looked at other ways, and there's always going to be risks. Utopia works, guaranteed.
So after you unlock this door, you can now open this one. As soon as you open this door, a bloody Proteus enemy will come sliding right at you. So be ready to jump out of the fucking way. And target the arm. Use your drone. End up dying. Okay, one more. Again, be ready to attack it as soon as you kill it once. That was a good fight. GG. And luckily, you gain energy from the tech scrap gained, or I gained energy. So we finished this area, pretty much. We just need to like talk to Jean Barrett real quick. You can choose to kill him, it's fine, doesn't really affect the story that much. And look, we got the Frontier Riders episode 7.
An Inquisitor.
But if you want the weapon
I would be wasting
that
my breath to fail to see. Or maybe
early
I
there,
chose not to.
he later on transforms into a
not just
Proteus
species.
guy.
We're flawed.
If you choose
We
this particular
is it
dialogue that you got a point, it will activate it later on.
but
Make sure you talk to Chavez first and got the thing, the chip or something, just to be safe.
I think in
Okay, and be sure to say goodbye instead of leaving him behind, like mid dialogue,
Mark Dean, perfect candidate for the
just to be
program.
safe.
We pulled him off the streets and put him to work in recycling a couple of weeks back. He's a complete zero. We even DNA typed him to outside databases. No living relatives. He's so happy to have a place to sleep and 3 square meals a day, he'll happily sign the consent forms.
So this was a good run. I did not kill Warren in this particular run. We're gonna call it after I'm gonna call it after I go back to the DLC area, which has been unlocked in this area. So there's a guy hiding there. He will drop down here. Sometimes he bugs out and dies. Basically kills himself for no reason. Okay, we're probably gonna die here. Or not. Grab this real quick. Proficiency went up.
For your own safety, please comply with all official requests while the area is being secured.
We will build a new Eden.
So below is a Gorgon enemy with the staff. So be on the lookout for him.
Does a guard resume overnight?
There, guys. Yeah, there he is.
We all know the answers to these questions.
And 2 crawling Proteus guys.
Requesting backup. Echelon 9 team members, please fall back immediately to the executive floors.
Payload distribution, chemical composition. Our scientists stand
There's also a guard dog here somewhere.
improve and build upon the foundation of Jonah Gutenberg's original vision. No one has ever attempted what we're trying to do. Allow us to push the very boundaries of science. Every day you work tremendously to teach humanity. It is a vision. Put together. Whatever it takes. We will build a utopia for all.
So it's a good time to farm these guys because your tech scrap multiplier. If your tech scrap multiplier is high, it is a very good idea to farm these guys. Also, if you don't have your Mark III yet, they drop Mark III.
We all know the building of the atmosphere to happen so almost 2 centuries to make it this way. I know. Project resolved. Our process.
Now we're gonna grab the
Manufacturing efficiency. Payload.
there was a weapon here,
Our scientists labor day and night
the MG Legionnaire, which is a single rigged. This is the DLC area. We're gonna want, if you have the DLC area, this is where the game gets a lot easier, because if you got your nanocores and your Mark III set, like this is a Mark III set, Episode 7 is where you can farm Mark IV armor mats, greatly boosting your defense and damage before fighting the next boss. So you're gonna want to stick around in this area and farm your Mark IV materials before moving on. Also, this is a great place to farm core power levels. So we're just gonna change our implants implants to accommodate Recapacitor XL. So we don't need Medivoltaic anymore. We can, as mentioned, plasmic regenerators are useless. We can also delete this because we already have the endurance array. What else can we delete? We can delete these also. As well as this. There's no reason to keep lower versions of the implants if you already have the higher version. There are some exceptions though, like if you want to like just keep a record of how many times you finish the game, or just want to have a collection of items. Okay. We still don't have enough to level up. So we're going to see how much consumables we have accumulated. Now we can level up once. Bank the rest. Remove this because we won't be needing it during the farming process. So we can either get more health or we can get XP gain. In this case it's not advisable because it's better to be safe than sorry. Also, again, we need all the health we can get. Can we get a stronger version of this? We can. This is pretty much all you need. However, there is also one more thing we can do. Instead of getting more health, we can also get more defense. So this is also a very good option. This is Voltaic Dynamo version 2. This is where we use the electrodes. Voltaic Dynamo version 2 is over yonder. Now we're done. So later on we're going to tackle episodes 5 through 7 and then hopefully farm enough Mark IV gear to level up our armor and weapon to Mark IV before we tackle on the next boss, which would be Black Cerberus. So this is what I like about this game. The area doesn't necessarily have the boss inside it. So there is that area in Central Production that has a total of 3 bosses, each found in a later part of the game. So this is what I like about the game. It's not your typical Dark Souls fare where each particular area or main area has its own particular boss. So in this area, all we did was go around it, get lost, find the fucking doctor, Jean Barrett, and then go all the way back to Central Production where we fight the boss. So it keeps you on your toes in a way that other games don't, which I really appreciate. That's enough commentary from me. So with that, I bid you guys adieu and sayonara.